Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And in boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Talk about taking it to the stupid. Devin Haney, this whole thing with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney's dad, the fans, right? It's ridiculous what's going on. Now, if you didn't know, Ryan Garcia went on a rant. I'm not going to play it. You can go out there and get it yourself. It's all over the internet. Well, he was talking about a litany of things, but there's two things in particular he talked about that jumped out. Was something about him, about what he saw with kids, which I'm not going to get into that shit, right? I don't even want to put that shit on my channel. And the second thing is what he said that at some point in time that Ryan Garcia may have been molested, right? Now, a lot of people feel that Ryan Garcia has gone crazy. Some people feel he's on drugs. Other people feel that he's out of character. I tend to think he's out of character. It's gone from thinking that he was just a brilliant salesperson, a brilliant a young man who was able to market himself and market this fight between him and Devin Haney to ensure they can maximize pay-per-view sales, right? But it's kind of went away from admiring what we thought was brilliance to having concern for Ryan Garcia. But nonetheless, he did say that he may have been, molested at some point in time when he was a kid. But then Devin Haney comes out and says, one fan is trolling Devin Haney and says, Devin Haney was pegged for sure. Then Devin Haney comes out and says Ryan was pegged when he was 2, ask him. And that's where I was talking about, lines getting crossed and this not being professional anymore. That's why I'm always talking about when it comes to these guys who want to talk about religion and talk about how they're an example to when it comes to kids and when it comes to people. And they seem to be so quick to judge others, right? Now, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just telling you, I'm just having a conversation. I do think it's bullshit for a guy like Devin Haney who wants to slam Ryan Garcia for saying, you know what, this is me. I smoke, I get high. You know what I'm saying? And want to slam him, but then you want to come back now and you don't have the strength to not get lured into some bullshit with a troll on Twitter and to come now and make light of Ryan Garcia possibly being molested when he was a kid, especially if he was at 2 years old. Now, I just think that is just wrong on all levels. I understand the trash talk. I understand these guys trying to get under each other's skin and all that. I just think you're taking it to the stupid when you start making fun of people who've gone through things like this. Now, it's one thing if Devin Haney wanted to come back and say, hey, Ryan Garcia, bullshit with his depression, he's an alcoholic, he's this. You know what? I'm not going to say it's right, but it's all fair. But when you start talking about things like that, man, like kids and unfortunate things that have happened to children, that to me is where it's like, all right, this is beyond toxic now. And to me, somebody needs to somehow intervene and straighten this stuff out because, it's funny, right? Because if you take a look at, I keep talking about the guys on Twitter, right? If you take a look at people on Twitter, okay, so this is what was said. The guy was like, hey, man, Devin Haney was pegged for sure. Devin says Ryan was pegged, asked him. And then you come look at people in the comment section, it gives you an idea of how people feel. If Haney was pegged and Ryan said that, you wouldn't have a problem. See, some people still think it's funny, right? Then this guy who's very popular out there, Ray Jackson, he said he would call him out too, which I think he would. And then this guy says, fan of Haney, but he should know better than that to tweet that. They should both just concentrate on training, put the phones away. So you can see that even boxing fans are getting tired of the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? This guy says, low blow from a so-called religious man. He said that because it was cap, that shit's not funny to me. Even if Ryan Garcia made that up, that's just something I would just avoid. Yeah, that was a serious low blow as a survivor of, SA. I lost some respect for Devin on this one. Oh, sexual abuse, I guess that's what that means. I thought it was, I'm retired military, so when I see SA, I think substance abuse. So yeah, and this is just how, like I said, when it comes back to Devin Haney's dad stirring the pot and just getting everybody all worked up, and now you got a lot of just shit being tossed across the table now, and it's starting to stink. This guy tells Devin Haney, you don't have any class, you're a child, you must feel really bad about yourself to attack a person for something another person did. And then they got people here just messing with Devin Haney, trolling him back, saying he gave consent to this man to play with his cheeks. Basically, this is what happens. Like, there's no one who's going to stop. It just starts to compound, and it just gets uglier and uglier and uglier. And you can just see what people have to say. Like I brought up, hey, when you put yourself out there to be this, clean-cut guy who walks the straight and narrow, people judge you. And he brought attention on himself, and that's just how it is. So, that being said, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, let's just get them into the ring. Let's get the fight on. But this shit about taking it to the stupid, nobody holding the horses, man, it's disgusting. And what I will say is, right, it doesn't matter if Ryan Garcia is making stuff up or not. There's certain things that I think are fair. It's fair game. Ryan Garcia getting a divorce, if you want to talk about that, you can't even keep you can't keep your life together. You can't even keep your wife. Some people wouldn't like that. To me, it's like, that's in one ear and out the other. Like, that's like, oh, they're just talking shit. If he says something about, you're a drunk, you're fake being depressed because you were ducking somebody, you putting duck sauce on their fried rice, that's in one ear and out the other. I don't pay no attention. But when you start talking about children, I hear that. Anybody who follows this channel knows. That's why I talk a lot of shit about Tyson Fury. You already know I got the hairy eyeball on him. But when I talk seriously about Tyson Fury without boxing and having fun with the whole idea of Tyson Fury, possibly being hooked up with the secret society, I always speak very positively about him as a human being, as a father, and those kids. From what I see, he seems to be very great with his kids. I talk about Luis Ortiz because of those kids. His daughter had that condition. Tyson Fury, his last child that was born, I think it was they had a scare with that one. Deontay Wilder, he has 8 kids, I believe, but that oldest one, his daughter had spina bifida, and just him as a father and him deciding to find a way to win, and him being able to do that. So there's certain things. Miguel Cotto, the way he was with his kids, all these guys, when I see them on TV, I almost feel like you know them. But when it comes to the kids, like, I just pay attention to that because I got 4 sons. My youngest is 6, my oldest is 13. So I pay attention to that, and I like to see those things. But aside from that, everyone's fair play when I'm talking shit about boxing. But I just don't think it's fair to talk and say crazy things about these fighters if something happened to them as a child, especially possible abuse in some sort. I think it's crazy, and I blame Bill Haney, man. Because Bill Haney, I thought he was 61 or something, 60, whatever. Somebody say he's 57, right? 54. I don't know how old he is. But I know he's taking it to the stupid. I blame his old ass for coming out here stirring up all this shit. Because if he would have been conducting himself, he could have been a pot stirrer, but not a shit thrower. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing shit. And he's getting all kind of people involved in his chaos, which really should be Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Bill Haney, I need to do a video about it. He's the new John Fury. He wants to be the center of attention. He wants it to be all about him. And as a result, look at the shit that's going on. He's bringing his son into his bullshit because now his son is following suit like daddy. And out here talking one thing about religion and come out here doing shit like this. I mean, it's just, that can't work. But that being said, hey, I'm just having a conversation. They can do what the hell they want, but there are going to be consequences like what you have now, where more people are paying attention, and now they're talking about a sensitive subject. In my opinion, once you start talking about people's families, their religion, you start getting into politics. Shit starts to get kind of crazy. People turn fanatic over family, religion, and politics, man. And I just think this is. I said it the other day. I'm gonna say it again. I think between now and the end of the year, something unfortunate is going to happen where somebody going to get assaulted, because I just think there's just too much shit going on. And I'm telling you from experience, man, when there's all this trash talk and different people and really hitting below the belt and trying to embarrass and humiliate people on social media, that shit does not end well. And I hope these guys are smart enough to make amends, patch things up, and stop with the shenanigans, because I think is getting carried away. Because you look at this guy who says, hey, I lost respect for Devin Haney because I was also a victim of SA, right? Those are the kind of people that will run up on you and you have no idea who they are, what they look like, because of some shit you said out here on social media. Even me as a content creator, you know what I mean? I probably should be careful because the secret society may pull up to my door. The boys, the Kinahan and the boys may pull up on my door and off with my head. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. But these guys are just taking it to the stupid. You know, keep it boxing, in the confines of boxing. Talk trash. Smear each other. But don't go. There's one thing to hit below the belt, then to be toxic, and then to be beyond toxic. Like, this shit is getting beyond toxic. And I really don't like it. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.